Friends, Brian here, and I just wanted to give you guys an update on what's going on, and we're going to do a reaction discussion to a video by Huck Barbell. So first off, I know it's been a while. Needed to take some time, needed to think, and you know, this channel kind of amazed me because I started it when I started really working at getting in shape when I was 50. I'd gotten obese again, some bad stuff in my life was going on. Turning 50 was very profound for me. You know, you're thinking about a lot of regrets from the past, your life, things that you do differently, all kinds of mistakes. A very profound time. So here I was on my iPhone 11 making these videos, not really doing YouTube seriously, but it seemed to get enough interest for me to go, need some time to process. So what we're going to do, I made a decision, we're going to do this right. I put more money in production, some new equipment we're trying to get dialed in. And this is kind of a light re-entry into this YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name's Brian. We are going to be changing the name of the channel, by the way, from Middle Age Mind and Muscle to just my name, Ryan Briggs. We got to be better. I have been lifting since I was 12 years old. I was an athlete all through my 20s all through my teens and into my 20s. My 30s, I got away from working out because, you know, life happens. But in my 40s, I was like, you know, I got to get back into this and I want to see how strong I can get before I get too old. I didn't want to be one of those guys, no offense to anybody, who in your 50s, you're holding on to those big lifts. It just didn't really define me as who I am. I did a lot of crazy stuff in my 40s, was sponsored by different companies. But I just didn't want to be one of those guys that was just holding on to that because I was well aware, having been someone who already had serious injuries, that things change when you get older. So things change. Now I'm 51, I'm going to be 52 in a few months. Getting used to training in your 50s is a bit of an eye-opener, and it's a bit of an adjustment when you used to be a little bit of a beast, you know what I'm saying? That's what's going on in the channel, so don't be shocked with the name change of the channel. Huck Finn, I became aware of Huck Finn probably 6-7 years ago when I was into my heaviest of lifting in my 40s. My good friend Brent Jolie, who was a big bencher, big dude, big bencher, great guy. Shout out to you, Brent. He tore his pec. And for me, having been someone who's had 4 pec tears, it was like a hidden talent of mine. I was talking to Brent about after his pec tear. It was kind of weird with Brent. He was training. He was doing it on the positive. That's when it tore. For a lot of people, the pec tears when you're lowering the weight, as it did for me, all 4 times. Anyway, I remember him saying, oh, well, I'll get past this. I've been watching Huck Barbell and this and that. I'm like, Huck Barbell? What the hell is this? So I looked back at it at the time and I saw, wow, you know, this guy, he's pretty strong. I think I got a few years on him. Pretty crazy. He's quite the character. He definitely loved to drink beer while he was working out. But let's check out what happened with Huck here and let's talk about it. He's got some good production there. He's put money into production. That's cool.
Built by Wacky Watkins, the world famous woodworker from down the street.
Wanky Watkins. Okay. All right. I like the whole redneck thing. It's kind of funny, but yeah.
And we are about to have a shoulder workout. It's Monday. Mondays are for shoulders.
That's actually really smart because, well, it looks like he's got a really awesome home gym there, but a lot of commercial gyms, what is everyone doing on Mondays? Well, they're training chest and triceps. So if you do a different exercise, normally you got some more stuff freed up.
This desk is where the podcast will be. Fucking ladybugs.
You got ladybug problems there too, eh? They're bad up here. So I'm guessing he's from the Midwest somewhere. I don't know. But I'm from Canada.
Is where I'm editing this video I'm making today, right here. And I got to get some new fucking equipment out here. As always, you guys know the drill. Watch our videos. Warm-ups. 3 sets, 20 to 25 reps. Supersets. Pull down.
So I wonder how old he is. He's definitely probably in his 40s for sure. I do know he's had a pec tear or pec tears. Hopefully he's a strong dude. Hopefully he had them reattached, not like me when I had mine. I was an idiot. I'm noticing it now at 50 when I'm pressing, but this is not what the video is about. But it looks like he's got quite the setup there in his garage. What the hell? Is it a movie theater?
The lats up, push downs, and warm the tries up. And then for today is overhead press day, so some light dumbbell shoulder presses. Take about a minute in between that super try set, and then run it back. Do it again. Especially for those older motherfuckers out there like me, require even more warm-ups. This machine sounds like shit. Yep. I have no clue how many reps that is because fuck math, right? All right, let's go. So after the pre-workout is done, right? Whoa, shit. That. We are gonna take some.
The entertainment value with him is just off the charts. I'm loving it.
Killer juice. Aminos plus hydration. Only available at Huck Finn Barbell. .com. Screwdriver. Best flavor ever. Also get it 10% off. Code right down there on the screen somewhere. YouTube 10. All right, let's fucking do some work. All right, I'm going up to a heavy single today. An overhead press. Like I always say.
So that alone makes me scared. You know, it's kind of funny. I'll talk about the life cycle of a lifter in another video, but usually, you know, once you've had some serious dings and some serious injuries and you get older, when you're in your 20s, you're not afraid of nothing. Teenage years too. But once you've had some serious tears and injuries, it changes. Now when you're in your 50s, it's not that you're afraid, but you train, you know, I get out of the gym every time going, man, thank God I didn't get hurt. But when he says I'm going to go up to a heavy single, for me at my age, I'm looking at that going, uh-oh. The 1 rep max thing, that's when people can get into a lot of trouble. And, you know, that's just something I've laid to rest some time ago. Just not interested, because then if you get injured, you're toast for a while.
Take each fucking rep, each set, like it's your fucking heaviest, you know. Each set of these, oh wow. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in.
Man, he's got a nice home gym though. I'd train there with him. I probably wouldn't be benching or doing overhead presses what he's doing now, but
out here, no music, nobody. Fuck you, bitch. New shirt. Dropping today. Don't talk to me unless you bench 500 pounds.
I did at one point. Does that still count? I sure couldn't do that now. It's funny with his breathing. I remember training with a very high-end powerlifting club out of Montreal 8 years ago. And they did a lot of like, you're doing like 3 reps on one breath. And I'm like, that, man, there's no way. I didn't want to block out or anything, but sometimes I see people doing that when they're training. But yeah, 185. So now he's probably going to go to 225 after this.
The best thing about working out is you don't need anybody. All you need is a barbell, some plates. You don't rely on anybody else. It's all fucking you. It's you versus this fucking barbell. Fucking barbell. Hi, Joa.
So he's a strong dude. I remember at different points in my life being able to, you know, back in the day, we used to do seated barbell presses. Often it would be behind the neck, but going up past 315 with that, I couldn't imagine doing that now. But anyone, doing fronted to the front like that with 225, like that's no joke. You're just getting into some weight there. So he's clearly a really strong dude. I remember back in the day being able to do that like butter, but no one cares what you used to be able to lift. But let's see where this goes.
Come on, come on. Shit.
So 275, that's really getting into some weight for that. I just don't understand like the logic of why he's wants to go to a 1 rep max with an exercise like that. It's so dangerous. So now he's got 315 on, and let me tell you guys, as someone who was able to do that back in the day, that's a lot of frickin' weight. I would be more inclined now in my 50s to do a set of that, maybe go up to 135, but really pre-exhaust my shoulders. First, to put that heavy weight on now, I wouldn't even, there was a time I would have laughed and chewed that up, but now it's like, yeah, no. I know age is just a number, folks, but it does catch up to you. And, when you're younger, like when you're a teenager in your 20s, even before people consider taking special vitamins and all that, it's like, I don't know, for me, it was like I could do no wrong. It's like, you're at your track and field event and the wind's behind you, pushing you to the finish line. Then all of a sudden you're in your 50s and it's like the wind's pushing you in the face when you're trying to run to the finish line. It's just a whole different thing, but you can still do amazing things, but you got to be really smart about it. So I don't know. He's clearly a strong dude. I can tell he's had some surgeries. He's had some dings. I just don't understand the logic of why he would put himself in this danger. There's a lot of people that are saying, because he did, and he's a warrior, and that's great. But the problem is, if he's hurt and that puts him out for a while, it's not good. Okay? I know what it's like. Tearing a pec and then the next week being in the gym, benching a broomstick and going through the whole... But man, it sucks. Having injuries really sucks.
Fucking shit.
No spotter too. So now we're at 335. No spotter. Huck, why are you doing this? You're a beast. You didn't need to do this. Why? Oh, no, man, this really sucks. I really hope he's okay. So you can see it swelling up there. He's got oh man. I don't enjoy watching stuff like this. I don't wish these injuries on anybody. I know what it's like. And it's just, when you're lifting heavy weight and you feel a muscle rip or tear, in my case, something right off the bone, not a nice feeling. It's just, and that's the thing. Sometimes, we have a warrior mentality. And we get into lifting and we just think we're unstoppable, but then your body has a way of saying, no, no, I'm going to educate you now. But I really hope he's okay, because that was nasty.
Well, this workout is over. It looks like I tore part of my front deltoid here. Let's hope it's a moderate tear and not a complete tear, but we'll see. Do I regret that? Hell no. Why? Because that's who the fuck I am. I will die under the bar. I've torn off both fucking pec tendons. I've cut off both fucking pinkies. And I've had one fucking hell of a ride so far. And this ride is not over. So, for the next couple minutes, I'm going to cut a couple promos. And I'm going to drink some real American beer.
Yeah, I remember him from years ago when Brent told me about him with the drinking the beer. And it's so hilarious because, like, I'm like the worst drinker ever. I'm toast after one drink. One can of beer, one cooler, whatever. Don't mind having a cooler in the summer sometimes by the barbecue, but, I probably had about 3 hangovers in my whole life. And I remember just feeling so bad saying, I'm never doing this again. But it's kind of funny because it's a social thing for a lot of people. And a lot of people, they get through the week and they just want to chill out and relax and have a few drinks on the weekend. And if you're not like that, it can really piss some people off. I've seen that firsthand, but it's just one of those things. I personally wouldn't be drinking when I'm working out because we know that alcohol dehydrates you. Probably not the time for that. But hey, it's his thing. So what do you do? But I'm thinking of him. I hope he's going to be okay.
I've got a fucking hunger to do more, to be more, to train harder, that I can't fucking feed enough. I'm a fucking wild animal. For most people, they get a hunger for fucking McDonald's. I want to eat these fucking weights. I want to fucking eat my wife. I want to eat everything. I need to be put in a fucking zoo. I don't train at 4 or 5 o'clock in the fucking morning. I don't give a shit what the gurus say. At 4 or 5 in the morning, everyone else is sleeping. So I edge for several hours uninterrupted. Then I go to the gym at 7:30 in the morning with my test so fucking high from edging that I could run through a brick fucking wall. All right, guys, that's it. That's a wrap. Looks like I'll be done heavy pressing for at least 4 to 6 weeks at the minimum. Hopefully that's it. And not 4 to 6 months, which would fucking suck. So stay tuned. I'll give you some updates on the next YouTube channel, YouTube video.
Huck. Okay, so number one, I think he's hilarious. I think the entertainment value, I think he's got a big following on Instagram. Huck Finn Barbell, I don't know how long he's been doing this, but he has 21,000 subscribers, which is good, but I think he should be more popular, man. He's really funny. I don't agree with what he does, but it's interesting to watch. My thing, and Huck, if I'm ever down your neck of the woods, I'll gladly do a workout with you. You're probably not going to be too impressed with what I left now. But, I'll do a workout with you, man. Why? Why do the 1 rep max? Why didn't you just, I don't know, go up to 225, do sets of 15 or something? I don't know. I don't know. But in a weird way, I feel like I want to go out and do seated front presses now with the barbell. I haven't done those in a while. So, Huck, I hope you're okay, buddy. But, man, he is a character, and I got the entertainment value minus seeing him in the injury out of this video is off the frickin' charts. When my friend told me about him, I was kind of like watching it going, yeah, okay, that's great. But now I'm watching him going, wow, he's pretty funny, pretty entertaining. He is somewhat unique, although I think he's been big into the wrestling back in the 80s and 90s with some of the one-liners he's been saying. But, well, we hope you're okay, Huck. And, maybe next time don't go for a 1 rep max. And, if you're ever up in our neck of the woods, up in Canada, or if we're ever down your neck of the woods, we'd love to grab a workout with you. Probably I'll hold off on the drinking because, I'm a cheap date. I'd be done after 1 drink. But I can never hold my liquor too well. But anyway. All right, so that's it for us, friends. Brian signing off. And remember, I know when you get older, it's tougher. I look at all the older men in our age bracket, man, and we got to be better, folks. We got to be better. Talk to you soon.